And boom, just like that, you got a little graphic to look at while I'm yapping your head off. You know, this actually took me a little bit, but you know, I'm kind of happy with how it came out. Anyways, as of today, of recording this video, well, actually that's a lie. Today is the 5th, but as of uploading this video, it has been a year since I've taken my break from Madness Combat and basically YouTube as a whole. And I have a lot of things to say. A whole entire year has gone by, and I don't really want to, you know, disappear and just have nothing to come up with and say after this year. But I know that there's a lot of people who will 99% not watch through this whole thing because it's probably going to be a long one. And that's perfectly reasonable. So for the fake ones out there, long story short, this is potentially my last video. Probably not, but it, you know, is a good chance of it. There's changes. But if you want details, then you should probably actually stick around and be patient. Also, I'm doing all of this without a script because I feel like that's just more genuine. But I just want to talk about my time with Madness because I am potentially leaving Madness. I got into Madness like really young. And side note, I just want to say that it's so funny how so many of you people think I'm way older than I actually am. I've been telling y'all I'm 12 this whole entire time, but y'all just don't believe me. Anyways, that's a joke. But I got into Madness like when I was real young. And it was like one of my favorite things. I was so obsessed with it. Any of the cool kids could tell you, like, there was a time period in like 2020 or something like that where I just would not stop talking about Madness. And eventually I fell into like, you know, actually animating for Madness. And like during the start, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I had no bearings in the community. I feel like everybody probably knows how treacherous the Madness community is. You know, there's racism, there's homophobia, there's all the bad things, you know, that you wouldn't want to be around. And I got into that community pretty early in my life, which, you know, I think a lot of good came out of it and a lot of bad at the same time. There's been like a lot of times where I've considered to leave the Madness community, but I've stuck around. You know, I don't know, there's just some of the Madness that I love. And you know, I've grown up by the side of the Madness community. I've gotten a little more tough, you know, I got a little thicker skin. I've gotten a whole bunch of like ideologies that I have to credit to the Madness community for being so horrible. And you know, that's actually really funny when you think about it. The Madness community is so bad that it actually molded some of the ways that I think as a human. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, no, I joined the Madness community and I tried to find my place, but really I couldn't do that because I don't know, everybody that I interacted with I just couldn't get that well along with. So what I did was made the Auditorium, which is a server. Obviously, I'm sure that if you're watching this video and you're actually planning to watch this whole thing, you know what the Auditorium is. But I made the Auditorium and it was great. Like genuinely, the stretch of like 2021 or 2 or whenever I made the Auditorium to like early 2024 was fire. I love so many people in the Auditorium. So many great things have happened in the Auditorium. I think it's great. I know a lot of people, you know, hate the Auditorium and think it's cringe or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I think it's great. I think there's a lot of great artists in there. I think there's a lot of great people in there. Speaking of people, I kind of want to, you know, if this is the last time I'm going to be talking on this channel, I kind of want to, you know, uplift my brothers. I'm going to start with iPad and Kiss, my brothers. Y ya que estoy hablando de la gente que me enseñó básicamente todo el español que conozco hoy en día, debería hacer esta parte en español, ¿no? Ya. Pero no voy a mentir, ustedes han sido gran amigos. Ustedes tenían la paciencia para ayudarme a aprender el español. Y ustedes tenían la paciencia para, pues, ayudarme básicamente todo el tiempo. Y bueno, no quiero demorar tanto tiempo en esta parte aquí porque todavía hay otras personas de que quiero hablar. Pero lo que quiero que sepan es que ustedes son amigos y los quiero con todo mi corazón. Ya, eso es todo. Another person I love, I don't even need to say his name because y'all already know he's the GOAT. I love you, Dimitri. Genuinely, I think like out of everybody I've met in the whole entire Madness community, don't nobody else take this personal, but Dimitri's my favorite, bro. I gotta keep it a beam. Like, genuinely, that's my dog. I really appreciate you. Also, I really appreciate what you did for Hank Kills. That was goated. I really appreciate that. I feel like since you're a cool kid, you already, you probably already understand the fact that you're a great friend of mine, so I probably don't need to talk that much about it. But yeah, you're a great dude. I love you. Kisses. Mwah. Same with you, Spectres. You're also very cool. Really, like, a lot of the auditorium, I have to credit it to you, because I don't know anything about running a server, but you do, and you practically ran the whole server for a majority of the server's lifespan. So yeah, like, I'm talking up the auditorium quite a bit right now, and I have to thank it to you. I gotta credit you. You were the guy who did most of it. So I appreciate you a lot. Milo too. I love you. Boy, no, you got a boyfriend. I can't be saying that no more. I respect you. Yo, this is the dumbest. Alright, but I appreciate you, Milo, a lot. And that might sound strange because you haven't really done much for me, but honestly, you're a good friend. I say word because you don't be coming around as much, maybe because you hate us or whatever. But it was very fun when you were actually active in the server and you came around a lot more. That was very enjoyable for me, and I feel like a lot of other people. I also mess with Liz heavy. It's sad that you left the server and we ain't talked in like a fat minute, but I'm gonna keep it real. You was a real good friend. I actually appreciated you a lot, especially like with the things I could tell you. I felt like really comfortable with telling you some stuff that I was going through or whatever. You're cool. I mess with you. I wish you came around. I mean, you gone now, so I can't really say I wish you came around more, but you know what I mean. I'm assuming you're watching this video. Maybe you are. I don't know. And I don't want it to seem like these few people that I'm mentioning are the only people that I love. There's a whole bunch of people in the server, and it would be hard to, on paper I'd like to pick everybody, but these are just the first like 5 that came to my mind. But there's still plenty more, like Roasted and Markley and this one guy that I can't remember the name of, but like he's cool. We share a music taste, so automatically you're my guy. El venezolano, no puedo recordar su nombre. ¿Cómo se llamaba? Chrome! Yeah, that's your name. Chrome. There's a whole bunch of people that I've met throughout the auditorium. Air too. I gotta thank you, Air. Even though I be bullying you, you're kind of the reason why Hank Kills came out. And that's like my biggest project and the project I'm most proud of in my whole life. So I gotta thank you for that. But what I'm getting at, essentially, I've met all of these great people in the Madness community that I really, really love and appreciate, and hope that I could at least take some of y'all into the next stage of my life, because truthfully I am going into the next stage of life. Like I said in the start of this, or I'm pretty sure I said it in the start, or that was another attempt at recording this, whatever. I mentioned that I'm pretty young. Y'all don't know that, but I'm a youngster, and I'm still growing up, and Madness is starting to seem more like something of the past. In this past year, I've just given myself time to explore my interests and my hobbies and different relationships with people. I got a girlfriend. I've skateboarded a ton. I've gotten deeper into drawing. I've animated some things outside of Madness. I've done all these cool stuff and cool things, and I haven't yet gotten that urge to animate Madness yet. Kind of. I do want to make an animation kind of soon, but you get what I'm saying, right? Right now, I am hoping Crossfire with Target. Bro, I don't know what it is. Target 345. I don't know what it's called. But I am helping him with that. So I'm still animating Madness. Actually, you can see like one of my biggest parts in the whole entire quote-unquote collab. It's on Crossfire's channel. I posted it a little while ago. I'll just put the link in the description, whatever. But I'm still animating Madness, and it's still fun to me. It's just that in comparison to everything in my life, it's not as high as a priority. If I didn't have other things in my life that were taking up all of my time, then I would probably still be animating Madness. And the reason why I say that I don't think this will be my final video is because I still like to animate Madness. I want to make it a Madness animation like after this video, after I finish helping Crossfire. Speaking of which, I plan to stream that this weekend, so look out for that if you want to watch me animate a little more. But yeah, no, I still like Madness. It's just that it's really a combination of things. One, growing up, I'm not as young as when I started this channel, and I have more responsibilities now, which means that I have to pick the things that I use my time on very wisely. Two, just generally the negatives of the Madness community. I've spent a lot of time gassing up specifically the auditorium, and that's because I don't really like to interact outside of the auditorium. because there's a lot of insufferable people within the community. And you know, overall, I just want to, like, you know, have more time for the stuff that matters more to me. But I still love this whole channel that I've been able to have. But this has kind of always been a trait of mine where I just, like, you know, have something that I'm passionate about, do it for a long time, and then, you know, move on and grow to the next thing. This isn't my first time on YouTube. This is the biggest I've gotten on YouTube. But you know, this ain't my first round, you know. But I think I've said everything. Other than, I gotta click out to the, you know, the documents, because I do have a mild, you know, guideline of the things I wanted to talk about. I do, if this is hypothetically, quote unquote, my last video, which it is not, but let's just say it is. I do kind of want to make it to where everything that I've earned and gained with my platform, I can give it to others. Because obviously the madness community is a very artistic community, but unfortunately a lot of times, you know, there's people who don't get that, you know, that much, what would the word be? I guess the spotlight, exposure, yeah, whatever. And my audience is obviously very tiny, but you know, I could do something. It's like, you know, when a plant dies, then it spreads its seeds and blah. Hopefully, if this channel is that quote unquote plant that's dying, other people can benefit from how much I've worked on this channel, and I can bring a new audience to others. That was a convoluted explanation and analogy, but you get what I'm saying. Basically, here's some people that I think need more attention. And I think are doing great in terms of whatever art they're making, whether it be music or, you know, the actual genuine, like, art or, you know, animation, whatever it is. They need support. Give it to them, or you're not a real fan. But I think that's everything I have to say. This video didn't turn out that long, to be honest. But I know y'all got TikTok attention spans of 11 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever. Yeah, that's probably a long time. But for y'all who stayed, I appreciate you. I thank you. I thank all of y'all for being a part, like, this big a part of my life. And you know, this is probably coming off as so cringy to so many people, but I don't care, man. But yeah, I think that's everything I gotta say. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm gonna head out. I'm probably gonna go skateboard now. Have a good rest of your life. God bless you. I hope that God is good to you. And yeah, I'm out. See you. Good night. Actually, it's 4:50 p.m. What am I saying?